Welcome to the worst of the best podcast. You wanted the best. Well, they didn't freaking make it. So here's what you get. From Canada, Ryan and
Jason. Welcome to another episode of the Worst of the Best podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, and with me today, again, my brother, Jason, who's now living in his new digs. He's got the brick wall behind him. Jay, how's the new place? How are you settling in since our last recordings?
Settling in I think it's been about 2 days, 3 days. It is much nicer than living out of my suitcase for the last month and a half, and definitely an upgrade. Grateful for that. And there is a construction going on the phase beside us because it's a newer building, condo complex.
Okay.
So they're finishing off a phase. If there's excavators, backup sounds, hammers and saws, that's why it's there. They should be done by about the end of October. So
probably the time this gets edited and released.
So hopefully by the time we do some recordings after October,
Sure.
most of these things will be out of the way and will be good to go.
I think it's crazy to just mute your mic, but I don't hear anything. And if I don't hear it, the listeners don't hear it. So.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Okay, this is a fun episode today. Another fun one. I mentioned that I think one of our last recordings was like, oh, we got to do something a little bit more serious again, or who knows. But no, this is another fun, light topic. The title of this episode is Inventors Who Didn't Get Rich from Their Inventions. Now, there have been many inventions that have come and gone, of course, inventions that just don't appeal to the broad public. And people can invent a million different things, but there's certain inventions, and the 10 that we're going to list off today, though this is the worst of the best podcast, I wouldn't even say these are the best inventions ever that people didn't get paid from. This might just be part one. I think we'll do a part two to this because there's been a lot of inventions, things that you and I have used or know about or completely aware of and or used all the time that somebody invented and didn't patent it and did not thus make money from that invention. So we're going to go over that now. So generating a winning idea doesn't guarantee automatic. More often than not, the fusion of creativity and ingenuity must harmonize with business acumen to yield substantial fortunes. Throughout history, countless individuals birthed creations with staggering potential value, yet found themselves far from financial success. The following 10 cases spotlight inventors who missed out on reaping monetary rewards from their groundbreaking creations. So I think for this, Jay, to pick the worst, again, Jason and I do not know. Even sometimes we don't even know what our answer is until we do the episode. As we go through these things, we sometimes pick as we go through them in our mind, oh, this might be the worst one at the end of the list. What we're going to do is we're going to share the inventor's name and what they invented, and maybe talk obviously about how that has affected our life at all. Have we used that invention? Or are we at least aware of it? And then maybe we could say, which one do you think lost out the most potential? That could be the worst. These are inventions that I would say everyone that's listening to this episode would know. But maybe which one was the worst? Oof.
They could have. Yes, I think that's a good.
Okay.
Yeah, the worst is the invention where the person lost out on the most potential.
There's a couple here where it might be hard to actually put a monetary value on because none of our things will actually. But just by how big some of these things are, yeah. Okay. So this is in no particular order of monetary value, but no. Okay. Number 10, Jay, have you ever heard of Gregory Coleman?
No, I haven't.
So you haven't heard of him. Okay. That's right. I haven't heard of him either, but this is what he had to give the public here. So Gregory G.C. Coleman's creation of the Amen break. Do you know what that is?
I've heard of it, and I'm sure we're
gonna sorry, I stepped on you there. I was going to say, we're going to hear it. I've prepared something so you get to hear it.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Once you hear it, like, oh, and that's the thing. Yeah. Okay. It's called the Amen break. And so this went far beyond its origins as a simple drum solo in a song. This 7-second beat, initially crafted almost incidentally during a recording session with the Winstons, ended up becoming a cornerstone of modern music production. The Amen break's impact on various genres like hip hop, of course, R&B. Amen break's impact on various genres, especially such as hip hop and R&B, cannot be overstated. Its rhythmic pattern, characterized by its sharp snare drum hits and fast-paced tempo, provided the backbone for countless iconic tracks. So here is the original recording, folks. I had to dig in deep. I had to search high and low to find the original recording. Remember, it's only 7 seconds long. So the band is called the Winstons. Gary Coleman is it Gary Coleman? That's not right. Gregory Coleman. Gary Coleman was the little actor. That other Coleman, the other G Coleman.
The little actor, but big star.
That's right, little actor, big star. We have a bigger star or bigger person, a little star, in Gregory Coleman. So here he is. He's playing drums for the Winstons. That's the name of the artist, or the group, the Winstons. And the song again is called "Amen, comma Brother." That's the name of it. So here we go. I'm gonna go about 10 seconds back, just so you can hear the flow of the song, and then you'll hear the part that kicks in. He just out of nowhere does this drum solo beat, and you're like, ah, there it is. There you go.
Yeah.
That beat.
What came to your mind when you heard this? Actually, the sound, but also, I know what band came to my mind when you first played this.
Let me go back. They could hear that's the original recording speed. It's a little faster. They slow it down. They've slowed it down, obviously, for many samples, but that's the original speed, 7 seconds long. It's countless. I don't know, like from
I'm hearing Beastie Boys.
Yeah, Beastie Boys for sure.
And that, but just the not just the beat, that one particular, but the sound of the Winstons of this recording.
Oh, I see.
I'm hearing Beastie Boys in this.
For sure. Yeah, I'm hearing. Remember that song? Let your backbone slide.
Yeah.
That's a Canadian R&B star. It was Maestro Fresh West. Yeah.
We actually saw Maestro Fresh West.
Yes. That was our first concert. Was Maestro Fresh West opening
with,
for Young MC.
Young MC, yeah.
I think Young MC sampled that beat on his album too. Let's be honest. Yeah, there you go, folks. Everyone has heard that beat, but I bet you not everyone knew it was Gregory Coleman of the Winstons. There you go. And
so the reason why it's called Amen is because the song is Amen, Brother. So that's interesting that they took it from the name of the song and not from the drummer himself.
Cool. Yeah, poor guy. Now, so little did he know, of course, when he passed away, he had no idea of the impact that drum beat would have. It would be hard to patent that one, but that's a sound that he created on the fly in a jam session or whatever. He just made that beat. He was the first one to do it, or at least the first one to have it recorded and given to the public to hear. And it's been sampled so many times. It's a staple in that genre of music. So there you go. Okay. You got the next one, Jay?
All right. Yes.
Oh, I gave you one.
You're going to have to help me with this name.
Daisuke Inu. There you go. That's fine. Daisuke Inu. Okay.
Daisuke Inu's.
No, Daisuke Inu.
Daisuke Inu's ingenious creation of the karaoke machine emerged from a desire to enhance bar entertainment. But its impact reached far beyond local watering holes. His innovation revolutionized how people interacted with music, giving them the opportunity to be both performer and audience.
Right.
The karaoke craze that followed swept across the globe, reshaping social gatherings and pop culture.
Okay, so the karaoke machine.
Yeah, no, it's a karaoke machine. Like,
somebody had to invent that. He did, and my goodness, how popular is that creation? At the end of the day, how many countless hours, money spent, clubs, competitions, people feeling like a rock star for a day. Somebody invented that idea to take the vocals out and just have the music playing and singing these hits. Have you ever karaoke, Jason?
Okay, take a guess. No. I can't.
Not at a party or someone's house, their basement.
No,
have you been at ones where they do it?
Yes, I've been around it. I
don't know. Like, have you ever run with the bulls? There's some things we haven't done before, but you're aware of them. Okay, so you've had the opportunity, but you didn't take it. Is that what you're saying?
And people are thankful with the decision I made.
So karaoke.
I'm not a singer.
Karaoke, of course, has even gone beyond that with video games like Rock Band and things like
Mm.
that, where they sing along in video games. So yeah, karaoke is huge, and we've taken for granted that this thing exists, but somebody invented it, put it together, and created the first machine that played music with no vocals. And like, hey, put a microphone in there and sing along. This poor guy did not patent it.
I know, that's crazy. So yeah, he did not patent his creation. Perhaps it was in a noble intent, led to a missed opportunity for significant financial gain. As the karaoke machine became a worldwide sensation, Inu himself remained relatively unknown in comparison to the massive impact he had made. The story of the karaoke machine serves as a reminder of how a single invention can reshape entire industries and bring joy to the countless lives, even if its creator's recognition is not proportional to its success. Yeah, it is crazy to think that this was an invention that was never properly capitalized or monetized.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a noble thing so much as he probably just, how would he know? Like, it could have been something he did with his friends and family, and then the neighbor across the street joined, and then they said, "Let's put this in a pub," and it just continued to become. It almost like maybe got away on himself or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I guess the question is, have you done karaoke?
Is that the question? Yes. Played Rock Band, so I've done a lot of singing, very poorly. Rock Band, how it works too, it grades your different levels of difficulty if you can sing with
Oh,
the
Rock Band actually does like vocals.
Yeah, you can sing along. Well,
Oh,
it's a big draw for singing along. It basically is karaoke. Absolutely, it's karaoke.
use the
Sorry, you're
instruments.
right. The vocals are still there. Yeah, you're singing along with the singer. So the vocals aren't taken out. My apologies. So it's karaoke. You're singing behind the main singer, but you're still singing along. You can be heard, but you're singing
Mm.
with the track. But that being said,
Like most musicians tour today.
sure, yeah. But yes, I have karaoke. Yes, I had done it even like in a bar-like situation. Yes, in port as
Could I
in
ask?
the Navy.
I
In
was
the
gonna ask
Navy.
what country was this?
Yeah, it was a non-white country.
I was gonna say the Philippines or
No, I've never been to Philippines. Where was it? It
oh
was, I think it might have been Hong Kong.
yeah, because I was wanting to bring up earlier, like culturally,
Yeah, it's different.
that's a
Yeah.
huge thing, and I've seen some YouTube clips of people.
Philippines,
I'm guessing it's Philippines.
the Philippines are
They
huge on it.
amazing singers.
That's what's crazy. The Philippines, they're no joke. You go on YouTube and they look like
Yes.
they just got off the fields farming something, and they go into these ramshack type bars, and the biggest technology they have, I am not even trying to be funny, like literally is their karaoke machines in these clubs and bars, and they're wearing like no shoes and whatever, and then they're
Yeah.
singing like I saw one guy singing Celine Dion. Do you see that Celine
Yes,
Dion one?
that's the one
Yeah.
I'm thinking of.
I was like, "Is this
Now,
a joke?" You know, he was singing.
I was wondering if it was like fake as well.
No,
Now, what's crazy is English is just not going to be his native language
no,
either.
no, they're singing
So he's
phonetically,
singing English
yeah.
as good, if not maybe better than Celine.
Well, at this stage
This,
and age in your life, yeah.
and
Almost like that
it's not even
Journey
his.
singer.
It's not even his native language.
Yeah, the Journey singer
Unbelievable.
from I forget his name, but the singer
Right.
that he was a Filipino karaoke guy singing Journey songs. So it's like,
Right. Yeah.
oh, he's better than Steve Perry now, obviously, because Steve Perry's older. And yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. So karaoke, huge invention. Another a good music one. Okay. Now I'm going to give you another name, Jason. Have you ever heard of Jonas? Here's the thing. Probably no one's. In fact, there's only one name from this group that I actually knew. I'll tell you right now. But this one, of course, I didn't know, but maybe some of our listeners who are brighter than us would know. Jonas Salk. Have you heard of Jonas Salk? Jonas Salk's dedication to eradicating polio stands as a testament to the power of scientific discovery for the betterment of humanity. His choice to make the polio vaccine freely available instead of pursuing a patent underscored his commitment to the greater good. The selfless act had an immeasurable impact on public health, saving countless lives and drastically reducing the prevalence of a debilitating disease. However, Salk's decision also meant that he did not profit from what could have been a lucrative venture. His choice to prioritize accessibility over financial gain solidified his legacy as a pioneer in medical research, setting a precedent for future scientific advancements that prioritize the well being of society over personal enrichment. Salk's story serves as an inspiration for scientists and researchers who seek to make a lasting, positive impact on the world. This one obviously wouldn't be our worst pick. I almost hesitated putting it on the list because it was a purposeful, it wasn't a missed opportunity. I guess selflessly it was a missed opportunity. He could have made money, and let's just be honest, there's a lot of corrupt medical issues in the medical world.
We can think of what happened over the last 3-4 years
I don't
now
know what you're talking about.
with
I don't. What are you
yeah.
trying to tell me? Some companies made money off the COVID vaccine?
Fauci enters the chat.
People made money
Pfizer
off
enters the chat.
So they wanted to flatten the curve and make sure everyone was healthy and for our safety, but there was companies that made money off. That's weird.
Billions. Yeah.
I know. And so I actually would like to echo my to the people like Jonas Salk. He was like, "We have a disease, and wouldn't it be better if we didn't have this disease? Wouldn't that be great?" And he just said, "Here, just make it work for people." Like that's amazing, right? I'm glad I don't have polio. You?
Oh yeah.
So
so many thoughts and comments.
Well, I know
around
we
right
got to make
now.
sure we stay non-political and center line here, but
we don't want to have a what's the monetary strike against
yeah,
us?
we have a monetary strike on our channel. So let's just say thanks, Fauci, for all you've done. Joe Biden, keep your chin up. All right. All right, Jay, you got the next one. This is next one. I do know the names.
I recognize the first name.
Okay.
Not so much the second one, but we'll talk about it. The Creation of Superman by Jerry Siegel, which is the name I recognize, and Joe Shuster.
Yeah.
Marked the birth of the superhero genre and left an indelible mark on pop culture. The character's iconic status and enduring popularity are a testament to their creative prowess. However, the circumstances surrounding the sale of Superman's rights highlighted the vulnerability of creators within the entertainment industry. Siegel and Schuster's agreement to sell the rights for a relatively small fee in comparison to the immense profits generated by the character is a cautionary tale about the importance of understanding the value of one's creations. Despite Superman's monumental success, the creators face financial challenges and legal battles to secure fair compensation. Their story underscores the need for equitable treatment of creators and the recognition of their contributions to cultural phenomena.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. This actually echoes a little bit of people who are listening to this podcast who know me from my other podcast, the Rocky podcast that I do. It's called One More Round of the Rocky Series podcast. Check it out if you're a Rocky fan and if you like what I do here and didn't know I do that podcast. Stallone actually faced the same thing, believe it or not. He sold the rights to Rocky to producers at the time when didn't quite understand the business, didn't quite understand the phenomenon that Rocky was going to be. He was a bit of dire straits, probably much like Jerry and Joe at the time. They weren't rich, and they sold, and people can criticize me sold it for, but it's one of those things where you just don't know what you don't know, and something becomes bigger than you had ever dreamed, and the people who don't create it profit from it. And there should be some sort of creator clause. Really, there should be some sort of like, hey, yeah, you're selling us the rights to Superman, you're selling us the rights to Rocky, that's cool. Right now this $250,000, whatever it is a lot of money for somebody who has nothing. However, yeah, if this becomes bigger, we'll give you a cut, like a real cut, 25%, 30, something. We're going to make it big with our company, but this is got the writer strikes going on right now. The idea that creators, people who are writing these stories, aren't getting the proper, like without our creation, without our story, without our idea, you don't have a blockbuster movie. You don't have a comic book that lasts for almost 100 years or whatever it is. So I agree with the strikers in a sense, and they should have every right to be afraid of AI. I've seen what it can do. Have you seen any of the trailers that AI created trailers, movie trailers?
No.
It's insane. I don't even understand how it's done. Obviously, I'm not but there's trailers that Joe Blows like you and I who have AI software, and they've made trailers, quote unquote movie trailers for movies that don't exist. There's one that I wouldn't mind seeing this movie, and it's a pretend the movie doesn't exist.
Wow.
Is that it's freaky watching this? That everything I'm watching on screen, not one human being created, like other than me punching in data into a search engine type or whatever, do this, do that, make aliens, and the AI does it. It's basically at the point now, Jay, where music, for example, will be like this too, where you can say, play me a rock and roll song that's never been played before. Go. They've done that with the Eminem tracks. There's a Drake song, or what is it, Drake or one of those artists that it's a fake song. And apparently people that like that genre of music, I'm not a fan of that genre, so I can't judge it. But people that are fans of that genre of music say it's a banger of a song. It's created by AI. Drake did not make it. It's a fake song. It's real. It's a song that I think it's Drake or Jay-Z or something like that.
Right.
But it's his voice, not his voice, but they just extract the voice and they create it. And people are saying, you know what? It's a good song. They can't help it. But it's computer generated, not by humans. Anyways, I find this whole thing fascinating and scary. But
It is fascinating, and it also highlights how easily satisfied we can become, right? We don't have to work to be entertained. We don't have to do anything to be
that's the
visually
thing. Yeah.
stimulated. If I like it, you can't help myself but like the banger of a song that's basically
Right.
fake.
They enjoy
But
it.
it's not, but yeah, I enjoy it regardless of where it comes from. And what does that say about us as people?
Yeah,
What
well,
does that mean?
it's an interesting phenomenon. Not to get off a little bit of a tangent, but we're going through these pretty quick. Interesting discussion here is okay. Fair question, Jay. But I would say to you, take God out of creation. Have you ever looked at nature that exists outside of human control, a lake, the ocean, and say to yourself, "Oh, what beauty is this? No human created that, yet you enjoy its beauty." I can say the same about AI now. AI is a godlike thing that creates something outside of the human. Humans didn't make this. Another entity of sorts made this. And I've looked at AI artwork. I don't know if you've seen some of the AI. It's beautiful. And he's like, wow, that's really cool looking.
What does that mean about us where we can be easily, I don't want to say easily or use the word tricked, but we can be satisfied by enjoying a song that just appears and it's amazing. Like
I don't
that
know.
connection between a fake thing that made it or
I
naturally
guess,
created
yeah, I
in
guess a
a
need for a
lake or a
human.
mountain or
Yeah. I guess the
yeah,
need for a human to give us desires or have us have happy desire or happy outcomes or whatever it is. I guess the
right.
human part of it's not needed to be
It's
required.
not required.
Right.
Look at people in virtual reality situations. They put on those virtual
Yeah.
glasses and you just like, oh, I'm climbing a mountain or I'm falling off a cliff or
Yeah.
I feel like I'm walking across a catwalk or I think I'm in Paris or we just so easily manipulated.
Which
And is that a
brings in
good
the
thing or a bad
question.
thing? Who knows?
We're
I
in a
don't know.
simulation. That's why I just think we're in a simulation. Like AI is at the point. There's going to come a point where we're talking about looking at our work, hearing songs, but our iPhones. One day we're going to have in the palm of our hands our own AI worlds, where you're going to be able to say into the phone, "Make me the greatest rock and roll song in the form of Guns N' Roses mixed with AC/DC with a slice of Metallica, original tune I've never heard of before, with a 2-minute guitar solo, double bass drum, and boom, that's what's going to happen." Or write me a story that's never been written before. I want this character. Boom. Make me a movie that I've never seen before with this character. That like, and then if you're watching, yeah, I don't. Okay, take out that character, put in this character. We're gonna have it in the palm of our hands. Wait,
Create a podcast script.
yeah, create a podcast script that people actually enjoy. That's the thing. It's funny that you say that. Of course we read a script, but I think and hope that people, yes, the script gives us direction, but it's this banter that you and I have that that's the part that AI it
Not
can
yet.
generate. Yeah, let's just say they actually have created AI banter between AI, so
Yeah.
AI can talk to AI. So I don't know,
And we
whatever.
talked to AI that was that the singularity.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like where you don't know if you what's that test where they if you have a conversation with an AI
Right.
and you don't know that you're having one, I forget the name of it. But yeah.
All right. Good
But
stuff.
anyway, going back to the Superman guys,
That's a big loss,
like
wouldn't you say? That's a pretty
that's
substantial.
huge. If you think of the way what came to mind, and it's not the same thing, is Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars, who asked for 2% of his instead of an earnings, like a paycheck
I
per
think
se.
Jack Nicholson, I think, did that too for Batman. We did the Joker. I think he asked
Oh,
for a
okay. So
backhanded.
Alec Guinness
Yeah.
asked for 2%. At least that's the way the story goes. He asked for 2% of royalties rather than a
Yeah.
paycheck or whatever. And he's laughing all the way to he was laughing all the way to the bank his whole life.
Deal like that was George Lucas. They thought the movie was going to bomb, so he asked for complete control and finances to the merchandise because the
Right.
studio was like, "This movie's going to bomb. You're not going to make a dollar off a T-shirt." They gave him all the merchandising rights. That's why he's a multi-billionaire.
Yeah. Buy my merch. He was the first buy my merch.
Yeah, he was one of the first buy my
Hashtag.
merch. Absolutely. Star Wars was huge on merch, man. Okay. All right, good stuff. So yeah, these guys lost out. Poor guys. They got something, but nothing compared to what Superman became and still is. Okay. Now here's another name, Solomon Linda. There's no way you've heard of this, Jay. There's no way you've heard of this person.
No.
But again, another music one. Interesting. A lot of music ones. Solomon Linda's composition, the song, The Lion Sleeps Tonight. Okay. It was him that did this.
You have done karaoke.
Yeah, there you go.
Ryan.
Hi, yeah, man. No, I can't sing. I am a horrible singer. All right. So The Lion Sleeps Tonight. We've all heard it. Wimboy. We know that, right? He's the one that created it. It's actually his song. So it captured the essence of a catchy and timeless music, becoming a global sensation with numerous adaptations and covers. Regrettably, Solomon Linda's decision to sell the rights to the song early on limited its ability to benefit from the song's massive impact on popular culture. Linda's story highlights the importance of fair compensation and recognition for creators, especially when their work becomes integral to the fabric of society. His contribution to music history remains undeniable, even if his financial situation did not reflect the true magnitude of his influence. The story of The Lion Sleeps Tonight serves as a reminder of the complex dynamics between creativity, commerce, and the lasting legacy of our artistic endeavors, which we've touched upon already with a few of these other ones. Yeah, there's that really fine line between I created this, but the companies that, yeah, I get it, they can help there. You could argue the record company made the record and we're the ones that put it out there, and then the public does enjoy it. And so there's that fine line between, again, this is what the writer strikes are about, is you couldn't have this movie to promote without us creating the idea. So there has to be some sort of compensation between the creative writing, and they are actually heavily underpaid. I'm not sure to be like a creative writer like on their team, but I get how hard it is to create ideas. I used to write short story stuff as a kid and teenager. I enjoyed it. And yeah, I've always fantasized about having one of my short stories or stories written to a movie. And I can only imagine how heartbreaking it would be to create something and see a company and all these movie stars too, right, become so popular. These poor writers, like, they wouldn't have lines without my screenplay. But okay.
It should be a more equitable relationship
Yes.
because their stories can't become popularized, for the most part,
Right.
in culture without the distributions and exposure that these other companies give them. But those other companies can't make money off of things that are their stories or movies or
Yeah.
music.
Who's one of your favorite actors? One of your favorites or actresses?
Christian Bale,
Yeah, Christian Bale. Yeah, great, incredible actor.
Tom Hardy. I was thinking Tom Hardy as well. Actually,
Yeah, Tom Hardy's
when I
great.
said Christian Bale,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo, yeah,
Okay.
Jack Nicholson,
Yeah, so great actors. Okay, now tell me the movie they wrote that's amazing. Go.
Yeah, I don't know.
It just goes to show you something. These are great thespians of the stage. So yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio, I love him. He's so good in films. Like, you'll watch the movie The Departed, where you have Matt Damon, you have Jack Nicholson, and Leonardo all in the same film. The Departed is and Mark Wahlberg. Amazing star performances by these guys, but they didn't write one word of that script. There's some storytelling that was told here that they didn't write, and they couldn't act those parts. Daniel Day-Lewis, great actor. What has he written? What story has he written to the world?
And I don't know, and if he has, I don't know what it is.
I don't think he. No, I'm 90% sure he doesn't have a screenplay to his name.
He makes good shoes, though.
Have you seen the show There Will Be Blood by Daniel?
Oh yes,
yeah.
He's a shoe like that when he went in hiding there or whatever. Or
yeah, he's an odd duck.
He went
he
into
was a shoe repairman, a shoemaker in some European country.
Yeah, he makes shoes. Like, that'd be cool. I'm walking around in Daniel Day-Lewis shoes.
And he retired. Awesome. Yeah, he officially retired. I wonder if he'll ever come back, but he officially retired. Okay. All right. Yeah, there you go. What do you got next, Jay?
Okay, yeah. John.
Oh, wait, no, actually, sorry. I want to show you a clip of that song. I have it. 1939.
I did not know it was that old. Holy.
$1939.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I love that historic. I had no idea it was that old either. And the song's called Moonboy.
Moonboy, yeah. M-B-U-B-E.
Moonboy. That's crazy. So it's almost haunting how old it is to hear these old vocals.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next one.
Yeah, John Walker. John Walker's invention of friction matches, a revolutionary step in the evolution of fire making techniques.
Sorry. Continue. We'll
I
comment
hope
on
they
that.
tell us what year. We need to find out what year this was, Ryan, because I don't see it in the write up.
Okay.
We need to find out what year because, like, we're still like whenever John Walker was walking around, they're still trying to improve the importance of having flames. So
And
this
he was an
invention,
English, so I'll say this. I'll
yeah,
edit accordingly. So yeah, Jason, John Walker was an inventor. He lived from May 1781 to May of 1859.
let's go see that puts what this story into context, right?
Mm,
Still harnessing the power of fire,
right.
making this an important invention. So yeah, the innovation transformed daily life by providing a convenient and reliable way to ignite flames. However, Walker's choice not to patent his creation allowed other manufacturers to capitalize on his idea, leading to a proliferation of imitations and variations on the market. Walker's story illustrates the potential consequences of not protecting one's intellectual property. While his invention had a profound impact on society, he did not fully benefit from the extensive use of his creation. His experience serves as a reminder of the importance of understanding the value of intellectual property rights in an ever evolving marketplace. Yeah. You think at the time, what was the 1700s to late 1700s to early 1800s was his life. They're still trying to harness the power of flame and the importance of fire.
Fire
And he just,
is amazing. What a human discovery. Because there was a time. Have you ever wondered how humans discovered fire? I have a theory. Do you want to guess what the theory is? Because there was a
sure.
time that we just ate raw meat. We would just leave the cave, grab berries, and kill a bear or whatever we killed to eat. I suspect because I don't know. Because obviously we're seeing today in Maui and Canada and other places in the world the fire. This is just no conspiracy theories here, but we'll say it's natural lightning strikes or whatever causes fire. We know lightning strikes cause fire. So when man roamed the earth millions of years ago, they would have seen lightning strike a tree and fire was created. So people were probably like, can we carry this? How long does this last? Oh, if I attach this burning wood to another wood, it continues. So that I would love to have been there to see the idea because somebody would have to grab a piece of burning branch,
Yeah.
touch it for the first time. Oh, wow, it's hot. And all these discoveries, it singed my finger, it singed my meat. I wonder if it could cook meat that we brought. Yeah, like that. Singe my meat. I don't know. I find the idea of there was a time that man did not cook their meat, and then there was a time that they harnessed the energy of fire. Stop it with the meat, Jason. What you say? Meat? Come on, come on. How old are you? Are you 50?
Rumors. There are rumors of 50.
Okay. Anyways, I find that kind of stuff fascinating. It's the one thing to invent the wheel for transportation because of mobility, but the idea that fire was harnessed. And then not only was it harnessed naturally, so now they're like, hey, lightning strike happened, or lava came out of the mountain, and we're able to burn things with the lava that's coming, whatever it might have been to make things. Now humans were like, how do we create this ourselves? Is there a way that we can make fire without nature? Doesn't that blow your mind? The humans,
Yeah.
yes, just
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah. How do we go from a lightning strike
Right.
to me hitting rocks?
That's right.
And chipping and then trying that long enough
The fire
to
was
be
made.
able to create the fire and not give up on that idea.
And I get us the
Like, could
theory
you
with
imagine
that
like
one.
striking rocks
Right.
and going, I know if I keep striking these rocks, there'll be a spark that jumps onto
And that's
this
another
tinder.
theory is that somebody was striking rocks, making tools, metal tools, and a spark came off. And then, ooh, look, mini lightning. I don't know. And like it singed somebody. And they're like, hey, why don't we keep striking that onto paper or not paper? So dry grass or whatever. So I find it all fascinating. Maybe it's out there. I probably could just Google it, but I don't know if it's actually written history. The first grog made fire. I don't know. Like I find that
There's
fascinating.
no way that there would be a written history
Yeah,
of this.
exactly.
It's just always been fire.
So I would say the lightning strike happened first. Then they like transferred the fire around. Say, hey, let's keep this going. Then someone said probably like the tool making sparks, and then someone's I'm gonna rub wood together. Now that's the one. Come on, who's the one that's Jason? Would you stop? Okay, I'm not doing this anymore. Okay, all right.
No. No, yeah, they're rubbing their wood.
Yeah, the rub the wood, causing friction. All right.
No, but I also want to say with a fire, and then other things that they did with the fire, like cooking,
Yeah.
not just your meat,
Sanitizing.
but like boiling
Yeah, I know.
water, softening vegetables,
Right.
or softening grains that would be too hard to
Forging. Oh yeah,
bite
actually,
into.
they could have done the tool. Well, they would have made tools by chipping it away, but yeah, but they would have had to soften the metal with a forge. You need fire. It all blows my mind. I don't know how I don't know how
Yeah.
humans did it. I've always said the human race was dependent on meat. We'd still be in caves eating raw meat. Done. There'd be no tents built. There'd be no tools made. I would literally be living in a cave.
Not for very long.
Yeah, I'd be dead. The world would not survive with my inventions. Nothing. I would not be. I'm not going to make this list in a million years for nothing. Okay. All right. So they go. John Walker. Rest in peace. Fire continues today. Energy weapons. Okay. So we're doing everything we can to get canceled from our YouTube channel. All right. Is it me? Yeah. Walter Hunt.
go ahead.
You ever heard of Walter Hunt?
No.
Okay. I bet you've heard of his invention. Walter Hunt's creative output spanned a wide range of inventions, showcasing his versatility and innovative thinking. His reluctance to patent the sewing machine, one of his notable creations, had unintended consequences. The lack of protection allowed others, such as Elias Howe, to profit significantly from the invention, while Hunt's own financial struggles pushed him to prioritize short term gains. Hunt's story raises questions about the balance between short term gains and long term benefits, as well as the significance of intellectual property rights in shaping the trajectory of an inventor's legacy. His diverse portfolio of inventions uncovers his imaginative mind, even as some of his creations slip through his fingers in terms of recognition and financial reward. Let's be serious. The sewing machine has revolutionized mankind.
So
That's a
like
huge invention.
yes. Think of back in the day when you had to make
Sew by hand.
clothes
You
by
got that
hand.
the needling of up and down, through and through. You got this thing that you just pump up down. Remember the old sewing machine that you pump up and down with the pedal and just pushes that needle through because it never tires, right? Like it doesn't. Your hand doesn't tire. You just Have you? We should have been asking. Have you ever sewed? Have you ever used a sewing machine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've sewn a few times. Yeah.
I did, and definitely did in junior high. I was part of the sewing class. I was part of a sewing class. Were you part of that
home
sewing
ec.
class?
I'm not sure if there's this, but
Or
yeah,
it was
home
part
ec
of home
where
ec. Yeah, we had to make a
yeah,
bag or something, or gym
yeah,
bag or something.
yeah.
I think I got a C or C minus on my gym bag. I loved it. Okay, sewing machine, huge invention, goes without saying. But he didn't patent it. Some buddy came along and took his idea. Oof, I hate those guys. Those patent trolls. Elias Howe came along and said, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And he ran with it. That's what happens.
Just think of the idea of creating a sewing machine. Like just
I don't know. I know. That's why
jumping from yeah.
he goes, "Hey, it's probably his wife was doing a bunch of sewing. And he's man, and her wrist was hurting, and if we just had something that would push that needle up and down." Yeah, and then I don't know. I'd be interested to see how he did it. Yeah, just how he pieced together what he pieced together.
All
So
right.
remember, folks, what's amazing about this is history, and these are things that were invented by written history, mankind. But these are things they didn't make money from. That's the important thing to remember here.
Can you give us the date, Ryan, of when Walter Hunt? Can you Google that?
Oh yeah,
I'm curious about Walter Hunt's timeline.
another old timey guy. He lived from 1796 to 1859. Died at the age of 62 in 1859.
Oh, I was young.
Oh, there's a picture of a sewing machine there. Wow, it looks all right. It looks pretty. So there's a picture on Wikipedia of his sewing machine, patent model constructed prior to June 27th, 1854. But if you look at it, it looks like today's modern machine to a certain degree. Like it has that same.
With that
You
little
look at that,
circle with the belt.
yeah, you would see that and you'd recognize that as a sewing machine. Wow.
So I wonder how many sewing machine variations he had to go through. It's similar with the fire, right? You're chipping away at a stone, and hopefully you have this idea that eventually there will be a fire from that experience. Then going, I have a sewing machine idea. How many sewing machine variations, and how long did it take to manufacture these things back then? It's not like they could just, I don't know.
You know what else he invented? This is pretty big.
Apparently, he invented a bunch of things.
The safety pin.
Safety pin?
The safety pin.
I
He
think
got that patent. He
we-
patented that.
Yeah.
He also invented the nail making machine and the paper collar, an ice boat, a fire firing repeating gun. Jay, I'm going to say a word. The firing cock repeating gun. Okay, you're right. And then he also invented the fountain pen.
What did the fire? What was the gun?
Firing cock repeating gun.
So what did that do?
I think it just fires off more than one bullet at a time.
It's like a machine gun.
Early machine gun, yeah. Holy smokes, this guy did a lot. Wow, good for him.
All right. Pearl Bixby Waite's transformation of gelatin into the iconic dessert Jell-O revolutionized culinary history. His invention turned a simple ingredient into a beloved treat that has become a staple in household and culinary culture. Unfortunately, Waite's decision to sell the rights limited his ability to fully capitalize on the widespread success of Jell-O. Yeah, that's basically the story. Jell-O's been around forever. Yeah, I was surprised when I said her too.
Yeah, okay. So, this individual's name, I just wanted to make sure, Pearl, that was his name. It's an odd name for a male, especially back then, but 1897 is when this happened. So, yeah, his name was Pearl with an E at the end, Bixby Waite. That's hilarious. So, Jell-O is huge.
So, what would be his...
He's the creator of the Jell-O brand. He's actually the creator of it.
So, what was his desire to turn gelatin, which isn't that from pig? I guess there's a gelatin that's
from the fat of animals, right? Or
fat, kind of a byproduct. And then go, I'm going to make a dessert out of this. Add flavors and colors, and it'll taste delicious.
Yeah, so the original gelatin dessert began in New York in 1897 when Pearl trademarked the name Jell-O. So he trademarked it. He and his wife May had made the product by adding strawberry, raspberry, orange, and lemon flavor to sugar and granulated gelatin, which had been patented in 1845. When water is added and the mixture is allowed to sit in the fridge for a few hours, it solidifies. Basically, he created Jell-O, the product, but didn't really quite make the money he should have made from it.
But he created it, and then probably a larger company bought the name and the process, and not for what he should have been compensated for.
Next one, we've got Harvey Ball. Now, I'm going to give you what this person did, and you tell me where they went with this in a certain film. Okay. Harvey Ball's creation of the smiley face symbol is an example of how a simple design can embody universal positivity and transcend language barriers. This emblematic symbol has become synonymous with joy and happiness, resonating with people across cultures. However, Ball's choice not to copyright his creation inadvertently allowed others to capitalize on its commercial potential, particularly with the addition of the "Have a Nice Day" tagline. The story of the smiley face serves as a reminder of the importance of protecting one's intellectual property, even when the creation seems deceptively simple. While Ball's symbol continues to spread happiness worldwide, the financial benefits of its commercial success largely eluded him, shedding light on the complexities again of intellectual property and the unintended consequences of creative decisions. Do you remember what film?
Are we talking about like the yellow with the two eyes?
That's it. That was a creation. He created that artwork. Somebody created it, and he didn't copyright it, didn't patent it. That's him.
I can visualize it, but I can't think of the movie. I can see it. Help me.
Oh, well, you just go click on "Have a Nice Day" and it's everywhere. It's that happy face, the yellow face with the eyes and the big smile. He made that. He made that image, and it's just everywhere.
I know that image, but the movie is when
Forrest Gump, when he's running.
Oh.
And Forrest Gump is running. He wipes his face, his muddy face, whatever, with a T-shirt. And the guy opens up the shirt. It's a smiley face. And before, "Have a nice day," or whatever he says to the guy, he hands the shirt to him or something like that. And he goes, "Have a nice day," looking at the picture of the smiley face. Yeah. But it's funny that they showed that in the film, because that would indicate to us that this guy ran with it, but he didn't. He might have created it, but he didn't make any money from it, despite what the movie kind of indicated that he might have. Okay.
Okay, so the last one here is John Pemberton.
Mm.
His invention is of Coca-Cola. So he laid the foundation for one of the world's most recognizable and successful beverage brands. His creation, a refreshing and unique soft drink, became a cultural icon synonymous with refreshment and enjoyment. However, personal challenges and financial strains led him to sell the rights to his invention. John or Pemberton's story is an impactful one because he had a complex personal and financial. He was in complex personal financial circumstances. While Asa Candler capitalized on the brand's meteoric rise and profited from its success, Pemberton's pivotal role in shaping the beverage empire often remained overshadowed. His legacy as the originator of Coca-Cola underscores the unpredictable and multifaceted nature of innovation and its lasting impact on the world.
Pretty big company.
So there's John Pemberton who created Coca-Cola, the recipe, and then Asa Candler came in and capitalized on that.
Right.
Because Chandler was like a lot of these people inventing something to make money, and they were like, I'm gonna get paid out quick or whatever, and
That's
aren't
right.
able
So,
aren't able to see what they've created all the way through to the very end.
so it was originally marketed as a temperance drink, so alcohol free, and intended as a patent and intended as a patent medicine. It was invented in the late 19th century by Mr. Pemberton in Atlanta, Georgia. So in 1888, Pemberton then sold Coca-Cola's ownership rights to Asa Candler, a businessman whose marketing tactics led Coca-Cola to its dominance of the global soft drink market. So the drink's name refers to two of its original ingredients, of course, cocoa leaves and cola nuts, the source of caffeine. So the current formula today, Jason, still remains a closely guarded trade secret. However, a variety of reported recipes and experimental recreations have been published. The secrecy around the formula has been used by Coke in its marketing, as only a handful of anonymous employees know the formula. Did you even know that, eh? It's that guarded.
Oh yeah, I did know that.
Oh,
And another interesting tidbit of information, Coca-Cola is the only they still use cocaine leaves, coca leaves. Is it coca or cocaine?
yeah. Well,
Whatever the leaves.
when it was first launched, Coca-Cola's two key ingredients were cocaine and caffeine, and the
Right.
cocaine was derived from the coca leaf, and the caffeine from the cola nut.
So the coca leaf is an illegal in the US. Coca-Cola is still the only private company that's allowed to import it. They still use it in their drink.
The coca leaf?
Yes, but they take away the cocaine. But to keep it, you can double check this, but I've seen stories on it that they still bring in,
Sorry.
and then when they process it and they take away the cocaine part, that is now given to medical companies where they then use the cocaine for pharmaceutical uses. But they're the
What I
only private company in the whole of USA that's allowed to still
Okay,
utilize the
interesting.
cocaine. Yeah. I just want to say I
Okay,
did
yeah.
not know about the cola nut. I had no idea.
Yeah, the cola nut, that's where the caffeine comes from. So that's where the name comes
Okay.
from, Coca-Cola. It sounds
Yeah, I
obvious,
had no idea. We all know Coke, right? Because
but
that's the big
cola is, Coca-Cola. We all
Mm,
know because that's a big mystery. But I want to give you some stats on the cocaine, though. But the cola,
yeah,
that's cola with a K, but they changed it Coca-Cola for the name. But
sure.
that's cool that they took that name because everyone says, "Can I grab you a cola?" Because that's like saying, "Can I grab you a root beer?" Like it became a drink kind of flavorish to say, "Can I grab you a beer? Can I grab you a cola?" That's interesting now. It's because of Coca-Cola that we can say, "Can I grab you a cola?" Because there's been many imitators, but Coca-Cola is the only drink that is that flavor. And okay, however, so what I wouldn't give, I'm not gonna lie to you, to go back in time, Jason, to buy an original bottle of Coca-Cola just to try it out, what it must have tasted like and everything. So guess how much cocaine used to be in these things?
Oh, I never thought of this. I have no
Yeah.
idea.
So the original Coke, when you bought it,
Yeah.
contained an estimated 9 milligrams of cocaine per glass. It's the same dose as a line of cocaine. It
That's
wasn't removed
awesome.
until 1903. So they had people were drinking Coke from 1891 to 1903 with cocaine. It legit. It was like you doing a line of Coke for every glass of cocaine.
And it's funny how back then were they thinking anything of it, or they're just like, are they going, "Oh, I feel like I'm on coke." I mean,
Not the
like,
way we say today. Yeah, they knew they got it because it was alcohol free. I think that was the thing. It was a temperance drink. So they're saying, look, this doesn't have alcohol, but this will still give you a buzz. I think that was the key. I think the idea was people who didn't like the alcohol drinks, they could get a buzz and a thrill from cocaine. From the Coca-Colas. Yeah, this is a non-temperance drug, or this is a temperance drug. And yeah, they didn't view, kids were probably drinking this stuff. They didn't view it, just that was the culture. They just didn't view it the way we do now.
Yeah.
It's been centralized because of Miami Vice TV shows and stuff. But yeah, it's illegal now. But back then, it was just that's what was in it. But people got a buzz from it. Absolutely, that's probably they got a buzz. Anyways, okay, there we go. So there's the 10. Fascinating. This was a fun episode to talk about. Really quickly again, the drum beat. Well, I won't even say the names again because I hate to say it. So the drum beat, karaoke, polio, Superman, The Lion Sleeps Tonight, matches, the sewing machine, Jello, smiley face, have a nice day, and of course Coca-Cola. I think this one's almost too obvious, but Jason, who suffered the biggest loss?
It's got to be Coca-Cola, dude.
Yeah, he invented it, got a couple bucks for it, but once he sold it to that business tycoon dude who ran with it, that guy ran with it, and his family has never looked back. That Coca-Cola money,
huge, so big.
Oh yeah, we get into some.
If Coca-Cola wasn't on the list, who would you have picked?
Probably the Superman.
Yeah, that would be the next for me obvious one.
Yeah. So what does Coca-Cola run? Do you want to get any ideas how much it runs a year? Want to guess?
How much money it makes?
Revenue a year. So the total equity right now is $25 billion. It employs 86,000 people. So it makes a revenue of 40. Yeah, so it makes about a revenue of 43 billion, but it pays out about 11 billion in operating income. So it's a total equity of 26 billion. Something like that, according to Wikipedia. So anyways, they have enough money to...
Not bad. Let me guess, the Pemberton family.
I wonder what they're getting.
Don't drink Coca-Cola?
Yeah, they're trying to drink Pepsi. So James Quincy is the current chairman and CEO. How did he get there? He's only 58. But how did he join Coca-Cola? And so after working with Bain and Company in a smaller consultancy, he joined Coca-Cola in 1996. With Coke, he has lived in Latin America and worked for Coke in Mexico, where he led the acquisition of Yogas del Valle. He was president of So how did he become top dog? That's so weird. Anyways, he's the number one guy right now. He's probably doing okay. So Jason, we made our picks. You good?
Yeah.
Googling his wife and him. He looks like a news anchor kind of guy to him. Interesting. All right. Okay. That was a fun episode. Join us again where we discuss something that's the best of. We might have to do another one of these because there's a lot more inventions out there where the inventors did not get any money from it or very little. Remember, in front of every silver lining, there's a cloud. And today it was poor Mr. Pemberton and his invention of Coca-Cola. He didn't see very much money from it after he sold it to a businessman.